Well, now the FA Cup, a competition in which West Ham must be fancying their chances after last Sunday's win against Manchester United at Old Trafford. But at Hillsborough tonight, they were set for a very tough quarter-final against Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Wednesday have found quarter-final matches to be a big barrier in the last couple of seasons, so there's great determination to break the jinx tonight. Our commentator at Hillsborough is John Motson.
The famous Hillsborough Cup will be covered next season, but the loyal fans there know that 3 times in the last 2 seasons, Sheffield Wednesday have failed at the quarter-final stage of a major cup competition. And they hope it might be different this year, thanks partly to the sudden impact of 24-year-old Carl Schutt, who's scored 5 goals in the last 2 games and has earned himself a 2.5-year contract here at Hillsborough after being rejected by the club as a schoolboy. Schutt has got his latest chance because of an injury to Gary Thompson, and Wednesday bring Nigel Worthington back at number 6 in place of the injured Gary Shelton. Andy Blair, by the way, has been having transfer talks with Aston Villa. There are 3 survivors there from the side that reached the semi-final under Jack Charlton 3 years ago, but Wednesday have not been to Wembley for 20 years and haven't won the cup since 1935. West Ham have won it 3 times in the last 22 years, and they've 5 survivors from their 1980 team against Arsenal. But it's the new tandem up front that's given them hope of a league and cup double. Cottee and McAvenny have between them scored 37 of West Ham's 54 goals. Joe Worrell of Warrington is the man in charge. West Ham have only conceded 12 goals in their last 22 matches. Sheffield Wednesday have scored in every home match this season, so something would appear to have to give. Here's Ward for West Ham. McAvenny was offside. Martin Hodge, who was outstanding at Derby in the previous round. That's aimed at Chapman. Flicked on for Schutt. Couldn't get past Paris. Here's Devonshire. Cottee. Ward. Now Chapman. Over on the far side is Marwood. Still Marwood. And Chapman's on the far post here. Corner given. Alvin Martin got up with him. Corner to Sheffield Wednesday to be taken by Marwood. And Smith flicked it on off the line by Devonshire, I think. Morris. And driven again. And a goal. Worthington is the scorer. Nigel Worthington has marked his return with a goal. His first game since New Year's Day. There was a clearance off the line by Devonshire. Morris tried to get it back in, and Worthington, normally a left-footed player, drove it through a crowd of players. Deflection on the shot, I'm sure, but Sheffield Wednesday are in the lead. So Sheffield Wednesday make a great start to this home cup tie. 16 minutes gone. Here's Pike. Ward. There's Marwood. And here comes Hodge. Pike puts it inside to Dickens. Offside. So a fine start for Sheffield Wednesday, and it's a goal that won't do any harm to Northern Ireland's World Cup squad, because Nigel Worthington's keen to get back into that, so Billy Bingham will have noted the goal. Devonshire and Sterling now at it. Referee with a bit of sorting out to do here. Potty tried to calm it down, but those were the two protagonists. Sterling accusing Devonshire of going in high. And Joe Worrell will want to keep things on an even footing without resorting to the book. Sterling was in possession. Devonshire came round his legs. And then as Sterling got up, there was a bit of backing in and a bit of shoving, and suddenly the arms began to fly. Free kick to Wednesday. That's Marwood. And again. Sterling with the throw. And Chapman's in there, but he's doing some shoving. Free kick. Hillsborough, a ground used very frequently for FA Cup semi-finals. But tonight, there's a partisan crowd inside here, hoping to see Sheffield Wednesday reach that stage. Header by Smith. This is Stewart. So West Ham finding themselves pinned back for quite a lot of this first period. There's a quarter of an hour to go to half-time. And it's Chapman who's fouled. A free kick to Wednesday just outside the area. Driven in by Marwood, and it's going to come out to Worthington in the same position. Left foot this time, and just wide. Sheffield Wednesday make a great deal of their work on set pieces. And this free kick was driven in by Marwood. And when it was cleared, again, the player loitering 20 yards out was Nigel Worthington. Tried to place it this time. Morris. The game being played at a very fast pace. Megson forward this time. And Shutt came inside well. And a good effort. And a goal! Wow, this is the man they're talking about. And he's made it 2-0. Carl Shutt. And he's not only done that, he picked it up from Marwood and cut inside George Paris, who tried a lunging tackle, but Shutt got a right foot shot inside Park's near post. And he's made it 6 goals in 3 games. This 24-year-old who was in part-time football with Spalding United last season, working on the floor of a tool factory, he's made his impression on this season's FA Cup, to be sure. 35 minutes gone, he's put his side into a 2-0 lead, having scored twice in the replay here against Derby last Wednesday, and then getting a hat-trick against Birmingham City on Saturday. No wonder the Hillsborough crowd booming out their support for Wednesday. Never surely have they had a better chance under Howard Wilkinson of making a semi-final. They're 2-0 up in the first half. Megson. He's got Sterling coming up from right back. There are 2 waiting in the centre. Shutt's there again. Oh, and Chapman jabbed it wide. I think he was surprised it came to him through Ray Stewart. Marwood's cross. Shutt went in on the near post, didn't quite make contact. And I think Chapman was so surprised that Stewart missed it that he put it wide of the post himself. Could so easily have been 3-0. Well, Sheffield Wednesday went about their business in thoroughly professional fashion in that first half. They took the game to West Ham, got an early reward when Nigel Worthington's shot appeared to be deflected past Phil Parkes, and then Carl Shutt, the man of the moment here at Hillsborough, made the half-time score 2-0 to the Yorkshire side. So Sheffield Wednesday start the second half 2-0 up, although West Ham need not despair. A London side, Phil Parkes may remember, Chelsea came here last season with 3-0 down at half-time in a Milk Cup tie and eventually drew 4-4. Forward by Shirtliff, it came inadvertently off Marwood. Here's Megson. Marwood. Dickens. Nice turn. And a through ball for McAvenny. Morris is the defender for Wednesday. McAvenny holds him off. He's got two in the centre. Cotty's arriving now. And there's Cotty. And it's a fine goal. Fashioned for Cotty by McAvenny. And the twosome produce again an important goal for West Ham. The third minute of the second half and they're back in it. McAvenny held off Morris, Cotty timed his run, got the ball under control, and as Hodge came, a very good finish. Gives Tony Cotty his 17th goal of the season and takes their combined total to 38 out of 55. More to the point, it opens up again this sixth round FA Cup tie and gives West Ham renewed hope. Good through ball from Alan Dickens initially. Here's Paris. Devonshire. Paris is in a good position, and Wednesday weren't aware of him, and he tried to curl one there. And suddenly, the balance of this cup tie changes. West Ham, who faced an enormous uphill mental as well as physical task at half-time. John Lyle has obviously said the right things because they've come out full of optimism. That was Snowden. Megson. Sterling to Marwood, and back again to Sterling. Shuts in the middle, so is Chapman, and beautifully picked out by Phil Parkes. A difficult swerving cross from Mel Sterling, and the goalkeeper had two opponents to contend with here. Shutt was coming in first, Chapman coming in at the back, but he took it cleanly. Ward. Dickens. This is Gale, who's used every opportunity to come out of the back four. McAvenny. Straight to Snowden. And Tony Gale caught upfield there for a moment as Snowden goes on his way. He's got Marwood here now. Marwood for Wednesday. Good effort from a player who's been fairly close to England recognition recently, Brian Marwood. He was on standby for the trip to Egypt when England were running out of players, and from 18 yards there, just over the top. Good opportunist effort. Here's Worthington. It was Marwood that found him. So Sheffield Wednesday have been sharply reminded that there's still plenty of work to do in this cup tie. Caught rather cold at the start of the second half by Tony Cotty. Ward. McAvenny. That was Morris. Marwood's on the left wing. Shutt is in the centre, being joined now by Chapman. Worthington comes and joins them too. Good cross, Chapman went in. And Alvin Martin doing enough to disturb Chapman's concentration and balance. Tackle was by Shirtliff, and then it was Devonshire who got chopped by Shirtliff. Gale. Forward by Sterland. Megson. And West Ham gathering their forces around the ball and winning it back, and Alan Devonshire finding time in which to turn. Lovely play, McAvenny. He's got Ward out on the right, and my word, he's onside. Martin Hodge thought about going and didn't. Cotty's come near post, and Dickens came in behind him, and Sheffield Wednesday was stretched. They were looking towards the line, and there was no flag, and Mark Ward was able to play on. And he knows just what a good opportunity it was. He got the cross in, but Tony Cotty this time couldn't quite get on the end of it. That was shut. And in came Smith with Dickens, then Devonshire finding Pike. Again, that swift, slick football of West Ham as they find their men so easily. Megson fouls Devonshire. And he in turn finds Dickens from the free kick. Out to Ward. Ray Stewart is well forward. Still Ward, coming away from Snowden. And the lofted cross, Cotty's coming in, and it was already out, was it? Corner given. Shirtliff. Good approach play by Mark Ward. A corner to West Ham to be taken by Devonshire. Alvin Martin will try and retrieve this on the right. There are 4 to aim at. Cotty had the header, and it just dipped over the bar. This young man at 20 years of age has got a terrific future in front of him if he can produce the football he's shown in the last couple of years. A very level-headed young fellow too, Tony Cotty. And I don't mean that as a pun. And this cup tie still in the balance. Chapman. Howard Wilkinson, knowing that his team are less than 15 minutes away from their first major semi-final under his management. In fact, there are 12 minutes left. And Sheffield Wednesday lead by 2 goals to 1. And Chapman with 2 defenders there. Appeals for a penalty not given. Marwood. And Shutt's in there, and Snowden's coming in as well. Still Snowden. Got Worthington outside him. There's the cross for Chapman. Shutt goes in again. Marwood could have settled the tie, and he holds his head because he knows it. Shutt caused the confusion as Worthington lofted the ball in. Chapman had the header. Shutt tried to get in between Gale and keeper. Marwood blasted wide. And Sheffield Wednesday getting Mark Chamberlain ready. Brian Marwood to come off. Had a fine match, but a fresh pair of legs is what Howard Wilkinson wants here. He picked Chamberlain as his substitute rather than a midfield player because he was so conscious, the Wednesday manager, that their best chance was to win this tie first time round here at Hillsborough. And that's Morris. Sheffield Wednesday supporters attempting to sing them into the semi-final, but West Ham have still not finished. This is Paris. Smith. Oh, it's nerve-tingling stuff, this. Cup football summed up on a raw night in Yorkshire, with Howard Wilkinson displaying all the tension which has affected those involved. No wonder his team wanted to get the ball back to safety. Joe Worrell has checked with both linesmen. Chamberlain. Now, can Chapman take on Gale? It's only a matter of seconds, surely. Sheffield Wednesday need to keep the ball in that half if they can. Chamberlain. Goal kick given. And West Ham know this is their last chance to take this quickly. But it's been intercepted by Sterland. Paris thumps it forward, and there it is! A huge roar reverberates around Hillsborough. Handshakes on the bench. Applause from the crowd of some 35,000. Congratulations to Carl Schutt. Commiserations to West Ham. And Sheffield Wednesday reached their first semi-final under Howard Wilkinson. It was made into a terrific cup tie by West Ham's second-half performance. It wasn't quite enough, but they came mighty close, McAvenny and company, but couldn't in the end force the replay. And Sheffield Wednesday, this famous Yorkshire club, go through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup with a 2-1 victory.
The semi-final lineup is now pretty well complete. We've got Sheffield Wednesday versus Everton and Southampton against the winners of Liverpool and Watford, who replay at Vicarage Road on Monday night.